Good morning, everyone. It's Kay Kalthoff. Welcome. This is Stampin' Chat with Kay, and we are going to make a beautiful card with the Posted For You bundle. And of course, using my very favorite, well, I have a lot of favorites, but it's one of my very favorite designer series papers in the mini catalog, which is called True Love designer series paper. It's black and white, and it's so much fun to accent with pops of red, as you will see in this card. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Oh, we have a nice group this morning. Holy schmoly. Lots of you joining in. You must be excited to see this card too. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip the camera down and we'll talk about some of the beautiful products we're using today. So just give me a second and we'll get going. Oh, yes. Look at all these goodies, right? Oh, my goodness. I'll move them over so they show up a little better here. So the first thing I want to share with you is the Posted For You bundle. It has a great punch. It's kind of like a postage stamp punch. It has those little ruffled on the edges look to it. And then, of course, the Posted For You stamp set. That can all be purchased as a bundle from our annual catalog, and you will save 10% when you get them both together. The next thing that I want to share with you is the designer series paper in our January through June mini catalog. It's wonderful. Look at all these different beautiful black and white designs. And of course you can color directly on them with your markers if you want to accent them or add a little color with sponging. Whatever you want to do, it's really fun. So this is a great paper pack to have on hand. It's kind of one of those that fits a lot of different occasions. All right, we are also going to use a couple of different ink colors. So we will be coloring with blends. I've got my Old Olive combo set here and my Real Red combo set. So we'll be using those later. And then I have Tuxedo Black. That's the recommended ink when you're using blends. And then I also have the Real Red to stamp the inside panel. And look at here. We've got just one thing that we're going to be running through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine today, and it is the stitch shape rectangles. I'll just let you know right now, it's the third one in that you will use on your basic black paper. So you don't even have to measure. If you have these rectangles, they can be so handy. You just got to count 1, 2, 3, and that's the one you're going to pick, and you don't even have to measure, which is just so great. All right, so the color scheme is Real Red, Basic Black, and Basic White. So let's go ahead and get started creating. The first thing that we're going to need, and we have a lot of these pieces ready to go here, is our card base, which is going to be in Basic Black. I have it scored at 4 1/4. The original dimensions, of course, are 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And let's look at our inside panel. So we do need to do a little stamping on that, but before we start stamping, I want to give you the measurements. This is basic white paper cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And on the inside, I already took a little strip of the designer series paper that we'll be using as an accent on the inside. And I've already put it down with a little multi-purpose liquid glue. It is 1/2 inch by 4 inches. So that's the inside panel. And we are going to stamp that right now. So I have my Real Red ink, and it's always a good day to send somebody some love. So we're going to make these cards with the sentiment that says, sending love your way. There's never a bad day to put a card in the mail that says sending love your way. Trust me. And I am actually making this for a friend of mine that I've been friends with since kindergarten. She's been through a rough time lately, so I'll be getting this in the mail to her and her husband. Her husband just recently had 3 heart valves replaced, so quite an intense open heart surgery. So they definitely need a little love sent their way. They just got home from the hospital after being at the Mayo for a week. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over. And I am going to use my Stampin' Seal. And we're going to add a little Stampin' Seal on the back. And then we're going to just put this right here into the card. So that goes like this. And here's the second one. So the inside panels are done. We have that done. All right, the next thing we're going to do, actually I'm going to keep this here because we're going to do some layering up. There's no ribbon wraps. There's actually no embellishments at all on this card. It's kind of fun once in a while to do that because it makes mailing it like a breeze. You just put it in an envelope and add a stamp. It's awesome. So no need to think. So this particular panel, this is the dots, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So that's the size, and we're going to go ahead and add some multi-purpose liquid glue to the back, and this just gets centered in right on the front of your card base. So again, you can just cut that to size, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And the reason it's cut a little bit smaller is it gives a little bit more pop around the outside edge to really accentuate that frame all the way around. Because this card is all about frames. There's just kind of frames everywhere on it. So now we have a nice big thick black border. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Does it seem like I'm rushing today? It sort of feels like I'm rushing. I haven't had breakfast yet, and my husband has been on calls all morning, and he told me he has another one at 10:30. So if I don't get this done like by 10:20, I'm going to miss out on breakfast. And I missed out on breakfast yesterday, so I get crabby when I miss out on breakfast. So I need to get upstairs and eat. Okay, so here is the stitched rectangles that we have on hand. And again, as I mentioned, it's the third one down, so that you just have to count 1, 2, 3 from the outside edge, and the third one is the one you're going to use. You're going to use it with basic black paper. Guess what? We don't have to do anything. We can just take our glue and start gluing. So we're going to put glue all the way around. How is this for an easy card, right? Easy is fun. All right, so we're going to set this in. And you're just going to set it in so that all of the borders are about even. And that looks really good right there. I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, there it is. So there we have our frames, and it's so beautiful. Now, the next thing we need to do is a little stamping again. So we have a piece of scrap basic white. And I have my Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I have my love. It's kind of like a stamp because once you punch it out, it sort of looks like a stamp. So we're going to put love here, and we're going to do another love down here. And at this point, you could go ahead and color with your Stampin' blends. So let me just show you really quickly how you would do that. So I like to use, you can choose which one you want to use. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to use the thin end of the light real red. And when you're coloring the love part, you have to be really careful and try to have as steady hand as possible. Actually, what you want to do is you just want to draw a line, and then the ink will kind of fill in the rest of it by itself, because it's really, really, really easy to go outside the lines because they're so thin. It's just almost impossible. And it's impossible for me right now because I can't get my head over the top, so I just did a oopsie. But we're going to ignore that for the moment. Don't worry, I have backup. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and you just put it's the thinnest little line. And and then when you do these little end pieces, you just do a dot. And again, I can't get my head right over it because of the camera, so my angle is kind of bad. So when I do this on camera, it just never looks as good as it does when I can just pop my head right over the top. Then I like to take the next one down, which is our dark real red, and I like to just add some accents into this flower. And then again, I take the light real red and we just go in and we just, blend that all around, and it looks really nice and blended. And this time I am using the thicker side, but again, the angle is hard for me to see. To do the leaves, I have, the way I like to do it is I like to take the thin, dark old olive and I go in and I just kind of color those veins on the leaves. So nothing real tricky here, just kind of your basic draw the line. But what's really fun is when you bring in the second blend, so you're going to be using the light old olive, and then what you do is you blend that all out with the second blend, and it looks really, really pretty. I'll show you in a second. Oh, I'm getting a little excited. All right, so there it is up close. You can see how pretty that blends together once you add that second color. And you may recognize that this is the exact same routine I followed when I created this card for you. So I have those little punch outs pre-colored. Yep, where I could put my head right over the top and do them perfectly. So I'm going to set that aside for now. Then I have a whole bunch of scrap pieces because we need to do a bunch of punch outs and they're all from the same paper. So it's all from this paper that looks like this. So there's one design that is kind of, has mostly black on it with some little, I don't know, they're kind of cool little squares. And so I have a whole bunch of scrap pieces left over from other projects. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my punch, and we need 4 punch outs for each one. So I am just going to go in and do a punch. So there's one. And then I think what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll try to get pretty flower punch outs first on every one, because if the flower punch outs don't work quite right, the back is what we're going to use then. Yeah, everything looks great. So then the back will be used also. Let me bring the card in so you can see what I'm talking about. So you're going to need 2 flower punch outs, and then you're going to need 2 punch outs that you flip over. So let's go ahead. We're going to need 8 of these punch outs. So once again, I'm just putting it in, and it looks so pretty. So I'm focusing on the flowers at the moment because I want to get really pretty flower punch outs first, and then I can flip it over and do the other punch outs. So look at that. Such pretty, pretty flower punch outs. Then it's easy to do the black and white ones because you just put your punch in. And there's 1 and 2 and then 2 more. And one thing you do have to pay attention to when you are punching out this black and white piece, I guess they're all black and white pieces, the piece that has all these little dots on, what you have to pay attention to is if you go kitty corner, it's gonna have a different look. So you want to go straight on. And I don't know, that I think looks better than kind of having it all kitty wampus. So we're gonna go ahead and do that then for one more time. And we've got them all punched out. All right, now it's just time to layer, except we have one more set of punches we need to do. We need our scrap of real red. I didn't put scrap on here, but that's what it is. And you're going to punch out 2 more because you want to accent your love with the real red. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. So again, I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put a little like that on each piece of real red. Then I can grab my punch out, and we're just going to set it in so that there's a nice little layer that looks just like this. Isn't that pretty? Wow, that really makes it pop when you do that. So we're going to do one. Whoops, I had the punch out upside down. That could have been a disaster, but fortunately I recognized it. And here is our second one. It looks so cool with the punch outs, or with the real red layer added to those punch outs. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish our assembly. This is so easy. So we are going to put, and I think this time I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue Or maybe not. Oh no, I can. I just found it. Because we want to wiggle these into place. So we're going to put one punch out here. So just put that in there so that it's about even. That looks great. Then you're going to take a flower punch out. I think I'll do this one. And put that right next to it. Let's see. Sometimes you have to flip them around to see which sort of looks like up to you. And that looks up to me. All right, so there's the first set on, and then we're just going to go kitty corner. So if you've got your dark one here, you're going to put your dark one up there. So that one is going to go like this, and you're going to do the exact same thing. Just get it so that it's about the same amount at the top as on the sides, and then take a flower one and do the same thing on the right. And so the flowers and the other punch outs will be kitty corner. Whoops! Will be kitty corner from each other. Ooh, that's not good. I'm going to have to fix that. All right, so I need a Kleenex. There we go. All right, now what we want to do is we're going to put this punch out popped up on dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals and I'm going to add 4 of them because I want this to be super stable. We're going to set this right here. And you can just put it right in the middle because everything else is centered. So this looks really great being centered too. There it is. One is done. Now we'll do the other one and we'll just do it the exact same way. Makes it so that you don't have to think so hard. So we're going to put this one down here. And then I'll grab a little flower. And we'll set that one right here. Oh, you guys are leaving so many nice comments. Thank you so much. Simple and elegant. Exactly. That's my style. You guys recognize that, don't you? I also like to say easy and elegant. Sometimes you think, well, if it's elegant, how can it be easy? But it can. Simple elegance. All right, and then the final one here. And then all we need is dimensionals. And we'll be good. So here we go. Look at that, how pretty. Okay, last step. So let me grab my dimensionals. Get some of my junk out of the way here so we got a nice clear picture of the end result. Oh, you guys are loving it. Thank you. So this one is going to go here. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? So it leaves a lot of room so you can really see the pretty flowers up in each corner. And then I think the polka dots add just such a fun pop, just a great frame. Let me hold it up a little closer to the camera so you can really get a good look at it. Oh my goodness, it's just so fun. And the inside panel. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. It's truly a pleasure to be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays sharing card making with you. If you haven't already liked my Facebook page, please do so. I also have a special little group on Facebook called Happy Stampers, Stamping to Share. So I'll put posts up there sometimes, really directed to my customers so they know about specials that happen. And we will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.